Well, I'm Mohan Tanneru. I'm the Dean of the Business School. As a part of my job, my goal is to connect the school to the business community. Businesses always are asking for questions, challenges that they need faculty members to address. But they want the answers rather quickly because they need to react quickly to the marketplace. Faculty members like to do research on problems, but sometimes they need more time to do the research. So there's always a gap between the timing and when faculty members want to do research and how much time and how quickly businesses want to answer those questions. So we thought that it might be best if we try to shorten that time frame by allowing businesses to pose a question, but instead of having them interact with only one institution that may or may not have the people that are doing the research in that area, connect with many universities and many faculty from multiple institutions. There may be somebody in Akron, Ohio or Arizona, Phoenix, Arizona that may have already done some work on it. So why not we then partner with that individual that has done some work and maybe somebody else that has done some work in Akron and maybe somebody that is interested here, but get them all together so they can kind of provide a reasonably quick solution. So for example, there is an interest in social media. How to use social media in organizations. Now that is not important to Chrysler, it's important to Volkswagen, it's important to some small company. Before we actually pose that as a question to a group of faculty to work on, can we get even first multiple experts to even kind of talk about that issue through a panel and then have that panel kind of define it a little bit more precisely what the issue is. So the expert panel is really intended as a way to say, here is a general issue, what do you think about this? And let many individuals engage in a quick commentary on that topic. And hopefully through that dialogue, we may actually narrow the problem into something more clear, which can then be addressed, because then that solution not only supports one, but multiple experts that have an interest. So I think having this dialogue in maybe two phases. One, first the experts kind of talk about a broader issue, then open it up for general audience, so more feedback can be generated, I think has value. From the business point of view, at least they can get maybe a quick understanding of what kind of research is going on in a particular topic. And maybe there isn't a whole lot of research, then maybe they will say, hey, maybe it's time to invest some funding behind it. And because the problems are identified as generic or across many companies, then they may actually each one pull in some funding, so that not one person, but many collaboratively can fund a research that is important. So that's one way to mitigate the risk of one company investing in one project. From the faculty point of view, it also helps faculty collaborate across institutions. We know for a fact that no institution has all the expertise that is necessary to solve all the problems. But I think we are better off by understanding that by partnering with other institutions, we collectively benefit because we are getting research done faster. And hopefully that research will have a longer lasting impact because it's driven by a problem out there. And more importantly, we're also creating colleagues, professional colleagues across institutions that we can work with for a longer time. There are some global challenges we all face today. And one of the reasons we are not often able to solve these problems quickly is because we often are living in our own bubbles. So I think what I would like to see is somewhere somebody is having an issue, and we ought to be able to have that highlighted, made available to many people, and then somebody can come up and solve the problem very quickly. That's one. Second, if there is in fact a problem that is so challenging that nobody has solved it, then can we, that we call it a grand challenge. Maybe
Right.
this is a problem that requires multiple people's effort.
Yeah.
And then have those individuals from multiple institutions come together and address that grand challenge by sharing their expertise. So I think problems of whether it's sustainability, whether it's carbon footprint, whether it is things of that nature that are important, but those problems cannot be solved overnight. But yet,
Yeah.
if we surface them and we can maybe create them as a grand challenge, maybe there are more people actually partnering to address those problems.